And while putting this together, I ate a whole cake. Don't do what I did. Growing up, Thanksgiving was at Daddy's house, the restaurant. Yeah, Fofo's. Fofo is a milestone of Detroit. It's a staple. To this day, you can go around the country. As soon as you say Detroit, they say, "What's up with Fofo's?" Pound cake, sweet potato pie. That's like the first thing you think of when you think of Fofo's, besides the corned beef. My father was the cake man. COVID-19, it has affected everybody in one way or another. All right, this aisle right here. My father was not sick at all. That's why it was just so out of the blue. COVID-19 came in and took my father out. It's gonna be different. When I make this cake, I think of my father. Alrighty. It's like his presence never leaves, This is Dad's recipe right here. If I can brag a little bit, I think it's good. You taste it, you definitely gonna get a piece of what Fofo's did once upon a time. You definitely want your butter at room temperature. It makes for a better mix because it mixes with the rest of the ingredients. My father was the first black guy to own a deli in the city of Detroit. The deli opened up when I was 2. That restaurant was like, Daddy's house, and I was there like every day, basically. If you don't have a mixture like this, which is totally understandable, you can always use the bowl. We were close. He played no games. He was very stern, in his business and just as a man, period. If you mess up, you just had to own up to it. And he was just raising a man himself. Looking back on it, I really appreciate it because a lot of that he instilled in me helps me through a lot today. Whew, to give you the honest to God truth, I dreaded holidays because he was just the spot in the city. I'm not exaggerating. We had hundreds of sweet potato pies to make, hundreds of cakes to make. It had to be made, and she gave out turkeys. We talking lines that were for blocks. The police department came out just to kind of oversee it. People just came up and gave out, I think maybe 2,000 turkeys. I might be up literally 24 hours mixing up cakes, putting them in the oven, pulling them out, racking them up. The holidays were rough. And then we may get a little piece of turkey and, some dressing. Looking back over it, I wouldn't trade it. It was a lot of fun. I learned it all from my father. As a child, I would consider him like my superhero. Looks pretty good. Well, I guess every boy says that about their father. And people seem to agree. I had a guy, he was setting up a restaurant across the street, and he was like, "Man, your father's the one who did it." He was, basically saying that was the blueprint right there. He was a trailblazer. He was breaking the police department up. He helped in the community. He was Mr. Fofo. Just like we evening off the top, so to be even, you want it to be even underneath as well. You don't have any air gaps. All right, we're good.
Now what?
Now we wait. I have nothing but memories with my father. This is exclusive footage right here, but for you,
Who's that?
that's my father. That's what we made for Bill Clinton. Memories connect to our senses. We can smell something and just take us back to a certain moment. And food is definitely at the top of that pyramid. Just to visit them through your other senses, it's a nice way, to remember them by. So when I see pound cake, I think of Daddy. He'd bake off like 30 of them and throw them on the table. As soon as he flipped those cakes, put that icing on them. My cousin, Carlos, Carlos was known for snatching a couple of them pieces of that cake over there. But now that I think back to it, he came straight to me to give me a piece to put me in on his dirt, huh? I wish he was here to critique it for me, because he definitely would. Tell him I love him. Tell him I miss him. Let time do what it does. No matter what I do, where I go, the fact that I can, say my father was Otis Lee, so I got a right to say you ought to try this. It's pretty cool. My father would definitely enjoy this cake.